Monday, December 29th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host, Jason Cooper, alongside my producer for the next hour and a bit. Actually, shorter than an hour.
Less than an hour today.
Jacob Gramegna. We got a lot going on today. Forgot. We have Circle Back live right after this. So you're going to be redirected to that. I'll be on it. Jacob will be on it. Rob will be on it. And then Kirk might be on it. He might be late. Who knows? But yeah, we got a great show lined up for you today. Up first, we got Corbie Craig coming on, as he always does every Monday, the last Monday of the year, for us to enjoy Corbie's presence. Then we're going to get him in 2026. Talk about the week that was in college football. Talk a little bit about some college basketball. Talk about the James Nagy, who's going back to Baylor, but he got drafted last year. How does that work? I need Corbie to tell me how that ended up working out. I saw that Diego Pavia's lawyer is now filing something against the NCAA for allowing this to happen, saying that, hey, Pavia should be allowed to play in 26, 27. Anyways, this is crazy stuff going on with the weekend headlines. After that, Alex is going to come on, talk some NHL best bets, talk a little bit of World Junior action. Canada, what are we doing here? Couple close ones. Almost lost to Latvia, almost lost to Czechia. Ended up winning both games, though. So that's pretty good. And then finally, closing out the show with the Hitman. We're going to talk some Monday Night Football. What a pleasure of some Sunday games, even though a lot of them meant nothing. There were some great Sunday football games. Caleb Williams looked incredible. That San Fran-Chicago game was a ton of fun. The Eagles game, Bills game, down to the last minute. Tons of fun there. We got blessed with some good games in a week that felt like it was kind of meaningless. So, a lot to talk about with Hitman. Excited to get into the show. Quick reminder, just want to talk to you guys about our programming this week. No Hammer Daily on Thursday and Friday. We're running shows Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yes, we'll be running a show on the day of New Year's Eve. A lot of college football happening for that little bit. So we got to talk there. And yeah, here's the schedule on screen. Of course, we have Circles Off today, Hammer Daily over the next 3 days. Hit the books. Update that scheduling because Monday, right today, Hit the Books will be live 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then also, Thursday night, we're doing a watch-along for I believe it's the Ohio State game. Correct me if I'm wrong there, chat. I don't know exactly which game it is. We'll figure that out. And then Forward Progress, Monday, watch-along. Tuesday, Best Bets. And then back to the normal programming for Saturday and Sunday. All right. Hope everyone enjoyed their holidays. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Let us know what you got in the chat. If you got some coal under the tree or maybe some nice presents. I actually got this shirt for Christmas. If you guys like it, you tell me.
Who's that one? Dale Earnhardt?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. Is it a good one?
Yeah.
Is he a good driver?
Very good.
So you're
favorite.
Okay. You're also wearing a NASCAR shirt, no? No?
I don't know. I don't know. It's close.
It looks NASCAR to me.
Someone let us know who Mike Balcaen is, or Balcaen, Balcaen. He's driving a number 10 car here. It has a Canadian flag on it, which is why I bought it at the vintage store I was at.
Incredible. Canadian pride. Have you been watching the World Juniors? Some of the best hockey we've been able to watch?
I watched the first game. I didn't get to catch the Latvia game.
Okay. I know Rob and Jeff have been watching intently. So
you know what I don't like is like people like when a Canadian is excited about the World Juniors and somebody goes, it's only popular in Canada, right? I really tried to enjoy that 7-5 win against Czechia, but just knowing that Americans didn't care, I went, I wanted to be excited, but I just couldn't.
And fair. I mean, I feel like Jeff and Rob, when it comes to this stuff, are like kind of like the Grinch around Christmas. They just like to hate on it. It's not fun.
It's just fun little tournament.
It's also good hockey. Like, dare I say, it's actually good hockey. Like, some of these not, like, we'll talk about it with Alex, but like some of these teams or some of these countries that haven't produced incredible NHL talent year over year, like the Canada, the U.S., the Swedens, Russia's not in the tournament, but the Russians. A lot of these countries now have like U18 programs that play together. It's almost like the U.S. national development team. So like there's a lot more cohesion for these lesser teams, but they're used to playing together more, which is kind of why we saw Czechia do well against Canada. It's very interesting stuff. It's good hockey. It's fun hockey. Get to watch the future of the NHL. It's a good one. Like, listen, this is the time of year where there's barely any sports on anyways because of the holiday season. Like, you got the NHL taking some days off. You got the NBA taking some days off. The Sunday football schedule is a lot thinner because, like, there was only 2 4 p.m. games yesterday. I mean, it's a great time to watch the World Juniors.
It's fun. Let people enjoy things.
Yeah, don't be a Grinch. Don't be a Grinch. Corbie's running late, it seems like. He'll be on in a couple minutes. He's here?
He's in the back.
All right. I wonder if he still has his Christmas tree up.
I don't know what he's got in the background, to be honest.
I cannot wait to see. Excited to bring him on. He's a college basketball bettor, college football originator. And is he in a gym? Corbie, are you in a gym? He's muted. I knew the second he came on, he'd be. No, blame Jacob. Uh-oh.
Not my fault.
Corbie's like minus. No, I'll give him like plus 125 to be muted every time he comes on. He seems like he's good now. Corbie, how's it going? How's your holidays?
Check.
You're good.
All right, I figured out the issue first off. Let's just hit this first. This stupid whatever y'all use doesn't like Safari. They're not MacBook people, so you have to download Google Chrome. I'm not doing it. I refuse. So I'm just Safariing every time, and it doesn't enjoy it. So you know what? Whatever, we'll go with it.
No, we cannot brush over the fact that you use Safari. Well, it's like using Internet Explorer. It's like the most boomer thing ever. Just use Google Chrome.
Well, download something that's already on your computer. Perfectly good. Safari has a search engine. I'll just use it. Like, what are we talking about here? You go out of your way. You probably use Firefox too, you goofball. Like,
no,
what are we talking about here?
I don't. I use Google Chrome. I uninstall Safari on my Mac, and that's just the way it goes.
I actually have a quick story about this, Jason. I'm gonna make it quick because I know this is about sports. But the reason I do it is I was in engineering school and I used a MacBook. If you've any engineers in the house, they tell you like. You cannot use a MacBook. You cannot use Safari. You can't do it with engineering material. And I was like, you can literally download, like MacBooks can download Microsoft. Like it's the best tool ever. So I was the kid who was like, fuck y'all, I'm going to use a MacBook. And so I did. And so now I just use Safari because I'm like, what do you call that? Prudent, I guess is the word. I'm using it and I don't care.
That is the most you story I've ever heard. You love to go against the grain, and that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't surprise me at all. What is behind you, by the way? What are these inflatable? Are those Doritos? Like what? French fries? Things of French fries? Oh,
my brother's sweet tea company. These are massive blobs of sweet tea.
Interesting.
My brother's on Shark Tank. Have I ever told you the story? He's on Shark Tank for the sweet tea company. I'm at the warehouse right now.
I saw it, and then I also saw he was on Shark Tank a second time.
Yeah. So they got a deal. Whatever, we won't go into it, but they got a deal. And then they just went on for like the review. Look, I'll show you. Look at this, just some A+ branding. I'm in the shop, so it's just everywhere. But, I actually don't want to be in the shop. I got stuck here. They have a meeting, so I was like, I can't miss out on Jason's podcast. I'm gonna have to go in the shop and do it. But hey, wherever we gotta get it done, boys.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Why have we not talked about a sponsorship? Like what? I would love. I would love to.
Canadians drink sweet tea.
I know, but like I will. Like this is an 14. There's how many people live in Canada? 30 million people. There's like an untapped market. There's probably more.
Yeah, we can make this happen. And there's hot chocolate, dude. We can make this happen.
40 million.
40 million. Look at me. I'm 10 million shy of how big our country is. Let's make this happen. We'll talk behind the scenes. Maybe we'll do like a challenge for it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, let's dive into things. I want to lead things off with college basketball stuff though, and then we'll go into some college football. James Nagy going to Baylor. Can you like explain to pretend like I'm stupid because I kind of am when it comes to this stuff. But like, how does this work out? He got drafted last year in the NBA. I guess he was playing in Europe, and then now he's coming over and playing in college. Like, how is that allowed? How did this happen? Is this something we're going to see moving forward? Explain the situation to me.
Yeah, so from what I can understand, like these kids still have college eligibility. They didn't use all their time, and they realized that the NBA is a market with only 30 teams and only play basically 7 players a team, call it 8, and they could get more minutes in basketball and college. And when you're paying kids the NIL money, like it makes sense. That said, like it makes betting college basketball impossible. I mean, this dude is 7 foot tall, has trained with Rudy Gobert since 2022. Like what? Who am I supposed to use as a comp for my number? Like, do I just put Rudy Gobert in my college basketball model? This is going to be crazy. So. I don't think it's the first. I mean, I don't think it's the end. I think this is the first of probably a detriment of like they're gonna have to change the rules or something. But like, Jason, if LeBron James want to play basketball, he's got 4 years eligibility. He can go to Ohio State. So, having this conversation with my brother last night. Like, what do you think LeBron would do in college? You know, like, I mean, he's old. He would struggle to get down the court, but I mean, if he got to half court, he's scoring 60, right? I mean, even at his current age, he's going crazy.
I feel like this is like a Disney movie in the making. LeBron retires. He's like kind of going through his midlife crisis, doesn't know what to do, and then goes back to college and ends up playing on a college team through a loophole. This is I am pitching this to Disney when we get off of this show. I wonder also what would happen if there's an NBA lockout. I guess a lot of players would go to Europe, but I wonder if there's like players that would just go back to college. That'd be insane.
That would be awesome.
Like,
here's the thing. I mean, like, it would fulfill all of our fantasy of like, what would LeBron do if he played insert what, you know, like everyone's asked this question a million times. So from a betting standpoint, it sucks. From a trying to like do logical anything, it sucks. But dude, if we got Wembanyama playing for Kansas State, I'm going crazy on that game.
Yeah, it would be absolutely insane. So I guess he correct me if I'm wrong, he is allowed to play this year. Is he allowed to play in the tournament? Because I saw some things that maybe he wasn't, but he is fully allowed to play.
Yeah, I believe the rule was start of next semester, and he did it before Christmas break. Okay. So he's back. Which means if that's the case, which I could be wrong, I have no clue. If that's the case, then he's the only one that's happy because not another semester through college basketball. So at least that's good. But it wouldn't surprise me if in the offseason next year they have to tighten up some words to be like, all right, this isn't happening again. We can't just have 29-year-olds playing basketball.
Yeah, crazy stuff here. But yeah, interesting to say the least. Let's continue with college basketball stuff. I always want to give you a platform to talk any bets you want to talk about in college basketball. But I do have an asterisk. No Wooden Awards bets this time. No Wooden Award bets. So
I saw that. That's
I'm
crazy.
shoehorning you in. You got to make a bet. You don't have to, actually. It's just if you have anything you want to talk about or anything that's interesting you over the coming days for college basketball.
Yeah, sure. Oh, hey. Braden Smith, good bet. But that's besides the point.
We know by now. I trust you.
Yeah, I mean, like, this show is so niche. Like, it's kind of hard to talk like day of, you know. There's a good day of one today. I wouldn't usually do this. Like, I don't really care to go into like the micros of betting sports. But Youngstown State plays Detroit today. The over 147.5. Jason, good bet there. I don't come on the show to just give out daily bets and talk about I don't know if everybody else does, but I don't think I've done that. So 147.5, good bet. It is just what's interesting about college basketball. I heard y'all talking about junior hockey before. And I would assume that it's like kind of similar. It's like everyone doesn't run the same scheme. Like in the NBA, like everyone's running that annoying double pick back roll right now. Jacob would know it. And college isn't that. And these two teams are the counter opposite. A team that wants to quite literally just do layups and a team who quite literally just wants to shoot threes. So kind of hard to model, and I don't think that number's high enough. We saw him move 4 points already today. So, but what's 4 points of steam in college basketball? It's like 2 fouls, quite literally, and 2 fouls happen in 1 second in college basketball. So, I think falling the steam in that market would be good. From a future standpoint, man, I mean, you've put handcuffs on me. I can't really do much in the future market anymore. Let's say I mean, I still think I don't think Michigan wins. They're 4-1. This is the 3rd best team in NCAA history per Ken Palm right now. I don't see it. I think their point guard is shot better than he's ever shot in his whole. In an empty gym, he couldn't shoot 44%, and he's shooting 44% from 3. His shot is broken. It looks awful. So like an Iowa State future looks good. A Duke future looks good. Those are the 2 teams that I really am circling in on, a Duke and an Iowa State to win the championship, both 12-1. Took a little position on both of those, and I'm not betting any of this Michigan. So, again, similar to like the Heisman spot we've been doing for quite some time. What was it? We needed no Pavia. I need no Michigan. Okay. If Michigan wins, I'll be in some trouble, which is a worse spot to be because Michigan is the front runner.
Hey, but the best part about this tournament is that you only need one game for something wrong to happen, and they could get bounced out, which is part of what makes the tournament fun, which, I mean, I think we talked about on Circle Back last week. Someone said that they didn't like the college. I forget who mentioned that. Anyways, we won't talk about him. Let's move over to talk some college football here. You want to talk a little bit about Penn State versus Clemson, which was a game that everyone wanted at the beginning of the season, but now we got it, and it's like, maybe we don't want to watch this. Clemson sucks. Penn State, Grunkmeyer, whatever his name is, looks like somewhat competent as a quarterback, but also how much can we extract from that game? Talk to us a bit about the Penn State and Clemson game.
Yeah, it was a tough one to watch for me. Like from a box score, like it even looked better on box than it was. I mean, it was like what? It was what 6-3 midway through the third. I think it was an awful game. Both teams had a lot of opt-outs, but I think the most notable thing is like Penn State had a lot of opt-outs. Like Clemson had a lot less, a lot with lowercase, and Penn State had a lot with the capital, Jason. and so like to only score 3 points for most of that game and Kate Klubnik look as bad as he did, really like it made me wonder: is there any chance that Dabo gets on the hot seat while making a bowl game? But like everyone makes a bowl game now. Like this is crazy. The downfall of Penn State was obvious. You lose your coach, you get your quarterback hurt, like all these things happen. And you're like, well, that's unfortunate. The downfall of Clemson was what? Like they just stunk. I mean, they have same coach, same player. Like nothing happened. And so like inevitably, I think that this is the reason I wanted to bring it up is like remember, Clemson is like quite literally the only team that doesn't use the portal. They tried this year. They used it in like a lackluster manner, but it's showing. Like, they went from a dynasty to a team who lost to Penn State, a Yankee Stadium of the 6-6 bowl. Like they're awful, and so I think this was the epitome of like the turning of the stone per se. And I saw you put portal stuff on here. I think this is the most important part of football. Like we could talk about recruiting, and recruiting's awesome, but Clemson did a really good job recruiting last year. They didn't do any portal, and you see how it worked out for them. The team who was rated to be top 3 scored 3 points against Penn State's third string. So not a good look. I still think Kate Klubnik will be an okay NFL quarterback. He's in a pretty bad situation there, but it is not what we expected at the start of the year.
Yeah, no, for portal's like super important. We've seen that with like sort of Texas Tech, who has like kind of capitalized how much they use that portal and built. I don't want to say built a great team overnight, but like use their assets in the portal to like build up a great program. Also Indiana, right? Like a lot of college football, I hear the same thing where it's like you have to develop. It's like a program. You need to develop this quarterback. Like Fernando Mendoza just came in and won the Heisman. So like, listen, I know he didn't have the best season, but like in terms of relative to other Heisman winners, but like I wonder if we're just like kind of making ways with the program aspect of things where you need to build up a quarterback from within. Yeah.
I think yes. I in our heads, like we're young. Like how old are you, Jason? I don't want to dox you, so we won't talk about it. But I'm 28 years old.
Same age.
Even nice dude. I can't grow a mustache. It looks like you can, so I gave you a little bit older. But even us, like we remember the days where it was like this program has been together for whatever, and they're more fun. They're cohesive. Just the day and age of sports, like I just don't think you have to have that anymore. Maybe in the NBA, like we've seen the Spurs kind of put together some cohesion, bringing in draft picks, all these things. But like college, like inevitably there are errors and mistakes in these teams that are so big that if you just have like the best team, it's kind of the Penn State thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm pro. Don't fire James Franklin. Just use $50 million and go pay the best 22 kids you can buy, and you'll win a championship. So I just don't think cohesion's as big of a deal as it used to be maybe in years past when like everything wasn't as optimized and analytical, and like there were actual discrepancies in teams. Now it's just like everyone runs the same thing. Who has the best player?
Yeah, no. Maybe a college football team will also just poach NFL players at this point with eligibility left over. Like who knows? I think Myles Garrett might have a year or two of eligibility left, so maybe go get him. Aaron Donald for sure does. Maybe that's. Anyways, last question before you head out. Transfer stuff is what I want to talk about. QB carousel kind of opening up. What are some interesting landing spots you think for some of the QBs names that have been out there? The couple that I list are like Drew Mestamaker, Dylan Raiola, DJ Lagway, Sam Leavitt. Any interesting spots you could see any quarterback land? Anywhere you want a quarterback to go to that could be interesting? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't have a ton of opinion. I will say I think Mestamaker's going Oklahoma State with his coach. I believe that's correct, but I could be wrong there. Mestamaker, very talented. That coach, very talented. And we talked about this earlier this year as well. Is like I think the thing that makes a coach the most useful, like the reason they make so much money, is to be able to bring your players. Like if you're paying $20 million in NIL, like what if you could just pay $4 million to a coach who can bring their quarterback? I know Penn State said Matt Campbell's planning on bringing some people. So like that is the ultimate win, is when you have a coach that made so much sentiment that he can bring his players. So Mestamaker, Oklahoma State would be awesome. The one that interests me is like anyone go to Kansas State. I imagine Kansas State's kind of done with Avery Johnson, which, hey, shout out Avery Johnson, my Heisman tickets. They had life there for a second. And then the season started. But Kansas State has kind of built themselves around like paying somebody in the portal. I mean, they didn't have the money, and they paid Avery Johnson $2.5 million. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try to go get a massive name that will not be successful. Avery Johnson was a good quarterback. He had no offensive line. And that's where we're going to run into is like people are going to start taking money and not really care about the program. And like, you got to have an offensive line. We saw with Avery Johnson literally last year. So, no, the interesting one for me is Lagway. I think that he has like a lot more talent than we were able to see, and he will probably be worth the money that people pay. But where's the fit? And that's the inevitable question here.
All right, yeah, we'll see where the fit is for them. Last question before you head out: anything to make of the Michigan athletic director not shaking the hand of the new head coach that they just hired? Toxic program.
I mean, yeah, it's. I did not see this actually. It doesn't surprise me. Listen, nothing's going to be. You can. I will say, and I'll make this as quick as possible. But I will say, like, there is something to be said about those small gestures. Do you remember? If you don't, Jason, go watch this. Quite literally, the most awkward interview in history was UCLA's coach. I think that was last year. Doing the interview, they were like, how do you like? Do you love UCLA? It was one thing you love, and he was like, it's in LA. And it's like, what? Like that's I think there is something to say with social cues. A handshake, I have no clue. I didn't see it, but I think there are things that can be extrapolated from these. So is it a big deal? I don't know. Was the Michigan guy in with it with Sherrone Moore? Who knows? Conspiracy tinfoil hat theory. But all I know is we got to get another hot chip, Jason. We said before the college football playoff, so we can have to cook behind the scenes on that.
All right, if you can get us a sponsorship with the what's the brand called again? We'll plug it.
Y'all Sweet Tea, man.
Y'all Sweet Tea. If we can get a sponsorship, I'll eat another spicy chip.
It's a Southern thing. Hey, fun fact: the only sponsors we got right now, we have a lot. Like my brother's Influence 101, but they're all like 80-year-old grandmas, which is hilarious. Because hey, y'all. Cracks me up, but
all right,
he's trying it back here. So
all right, we'll talk behind the scenes. Corbie, appreciate you joining the show. Appreciate you doing it from the Y'all Sweet Tea factory there, from HQ. I'm not going to see you until the new year, so happy New Year to you and your family. Hope everything is well, and yeah, we'll chat in the new year.
All right, boys. See y'all.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Corbie. Great stuff there from Corbie. Love it. Always bringing the energy on a Monday after like not a layoff, but like, we had a couple days off. We enjoyed our Christmas with our families. I felt like a little nervous coming on the show. I'm like, am I going to be rusty? I haven't haven't been on a show in like 7 days, 5 days, whatever it was. Felt longer than that. Missed you guys. Happy to be back. I'm going to bring on Alex quickly. Before we do that, just want to give a shout out to our sponsors over at FanDuel. Football fans, the best way to game day is on FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who will win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And when the Rams and Falcons play tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 25% SGP profit boost token. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress. That's FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to enhance your Monday night with a 25% SGP profit boost token. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliation, Kansas Star Casino, 18 plus and present in DC, 19 plus and physically located in Ontario, 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Option required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rghelp.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. It's a paid endorsement. Call Connex Ontario 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. All right, there is a little bit of rust there. Got the numbers wrong. Hopefully you guys heard that correction. Anyways, it's time to talk some World Junior stuff, some NHL. Let's bring him up here. He's Director of Content at the Hammer HQ. Does a great job booking guests for this show. Maybe didn't do a great job booking our next guest, though. Alex, how's it going?
What's going on, Jason?
Nothing much. You're getting thrown under the bus today in the Hammer chat I saw.
Yep. What else is new? What else is new, man? Everyone just wants to point fingers at me. Just little old me. It's always my fault. Everything's always my fault. So, yeah, it's all right. Heavy as he who wears the crown. So, you assume these responsibilities, you're going to get shit on a little bit. So it is what it is.
It's all right. It's all right. I also wanted to mention this. I didn't realize I went on this crazy rant on the 23rd about the Leafs.
Mhm.
I aired some grievances on
You did.
what day?
On Festivus.
Festivus. How did I
On
not put
Festivus.
two into?
Good
My
point.
brother told me this on Christmas. I'm like, you're right. I did this on Festivus. It's perfect. It was poetic.
You also might have turned the team around.
Maybe I don't know what's wrong. Like
5 points in 3 games since then.
which is absolutely hilarious. Moretto, Charles
Yeah.
is in the chat is saying you're the Mitch Marner of the Hammer.
Oh no!
Because you take all the blame.
Oh no!
So there you go.
No.
All right, I want to dive into some World Junior thoughts. Let's save the overall thoughts for a second. I want to talk specifically about Canada.
Yeah.
Are you worried about Team Canada at all? Obviously, they have a disgusting roster, great team, great talent, player by player, the best roster in the tournament. But there's like a little bit of lack of cohesion there. Are you worried at all about Team Canada?
I'm not worried because I think it's tough. Like you need a few games to kind of get things to gel. We've seen this before, and like now, like this is gonna bring up some PTSD for like people who like care so much about Canada doing well in this tournament. And personally, like I'm not one of those people who's like gonna live and die by how Canada does here. I don't care how they do. I care how they do because of the fact that I bet on them, and like but it's a one-off tournament where these guys don't play together all that often. Like I mean, whether they win or not, it's not gonna keep me up at night. I don't really care nearly as much as I would for something like Four Nations Olympics or whatever. But like the reason I'm not worried is because who is impressing, right? Like I mean, Sweden is really good, but like they haven't looked great, or like they haven't. Like, I mean, look, Switzerland's not very good, and they struggled against Switzerland a little bit yesterday. USA has been struggling. They have not looked good against a couple bad teams. So, like, I don't know. No one's really looked great so far. So, like, the fact that Canada hasn't either is not necessarily concerning to me. Now, if they go ahead and play like, Finland and continue to struggle while, like, Sweden figures it out or USA figures it out, then you're going to start to be like, okay, like, there's maybe, like, some concern here. But as of right now, I think they're just doing what a lot of teams are doing to start this tournament. And look, at the end of the day, they didn't look great against Czech, and they were defensively, they were like pretty bad, but like they still won that game against a Czech team that is probably the second best team in that group. So, I mean, they got the job done.
Yeah. Are you shocked at all by these larger puck lines that we've been seeing for these games, or is this just about right? Because like I'm looking at the next game, Denmark, Canada, 7.5. I just think for a hockey game, laying a touchdown is insane. But yeah.
Yeah. No, that's like one of the biggest takeaways so far. It's like there hasn't been a big enough adjustment. Like there's not the gap. Like we used to, obviously you grew up watching this tournament, like being Canadian who likes hockey and whatever. Like we grew up with this tournament and it was like great. And like you used to see back in like the early 2000s or mid 2000s, even though like early teens, like Canada, USA, like Sweden, these teams would go out there and just like destroy everyone else, Russia, whoever. Like they would be like 8-1 against like Czech, against teams like like all these teams, even like good teams like Slovakia and stuff like that, were like getting pretty much run out of the building in a lot of these games. The gap has like shrunk in the sense where these middling teams have tightened things up. Like they're better. Like the Slovakias, the Czechs, all that of the world, like they're tough to play against. Now like some of the lower teams, even like a Latvia, like man, Latvia is like got like some legitimate talent. They have like a really high pick in Smiths there. They've got like a deeper team than they would have in years past. They're not just like a punching bag anymore. I know they got, kind of trounced by Finland yesterday, but like they played like less than 24 hours after giving it their all against Canada. So I think that was kind of to be expected. But outside of like maybe like the Denmarks of the world who are just basically there to go right back down and get relegated. I think we've just seen like the lower teams kind of like tighten things up, and we're still seeing like 4.5, 5.5 spreads. Like it's crazy. We should not be seeing some of these in a lot of spots. Like there's spots where you should, but for the most part, we shouldn't.
No, yeah, I think I agree with you with you there. Any other large takeaways you have from this tournament? I wonder just with the spread of what we saw, I wonder if like the development path for the NHL has shifted things where maybe younger guys wouldn't go into the NHL as quickly, but like the likes of Macklin, Celebrini, like how good Canada would be as a roster with the guys who are currently playing in the NHL, who maybe years ago wouldn't have been playing in the NHL at this time. I wonder if that might have an effect on things. Finally, overall, like any other overall thoughts you had with this tournament? Yeah,
I think we're just seeing in general like how much better kids are at hockey these days. Like obviously like there's always been elite players like teenagers, but like there's just so many more, and the competition to make these teams, even though like I just said, a lot of these bad teams getting better, like it's because there's just great players all around the world now. And you see like the quality of the NHL has like, you know, improved. Like the like filler roster players are even like pretty good players now, or like we're like elite junior players. So yeah, I think just overall seeing how talented some of these guys are in this tournament, like it feels like every year we're just getting like better and better and better overall talent. And that's like, I mean, it makes it that much harder for these guys to make the NHL. Like you see like what the competition is like. And I mean, you got like really good players who are just never going to even get drafted and have to like, you know, fight tooth and nail to even make the league. It's pretty cool. It's encouraging for like the future of hockey, just from like a viewer perspective. If you have a kid that you want to see maybe go far and have a chance of making it, it's getting a little bit harder. Getting a little
Yeah, no, talent level's insane. Chat's doing a great job breaking down how they feel like the tournament's been going so far as well. Chad is asking though for some bets for today. Do you have anything for today? And then also let's talk tomorrow and Wednesday games as well if you have time.
Yeah, I have a lot of bets. So the thing with this tournament is that like obviously limits, and that's not to say limits are terrible, but like limits are not as high as obviously anywhere close to what they would be for like an NHL game. So like I'm kind of a little bit more, it also means they're not nearly as sharp. Like a lot of people don't spend time, you know, betting this tournament. They're not available everywhere. So like I think generally I just tend to have a lot more volume here because I think you know, just not so sharp of a market. And also like with like smaller bets, like I'm more willing to bet like what I think are smaller edges or whatever. But yeah, so I've been firing a ton. Today, honestly, FanDuel's the best place to bet this tournament too. Like in terms of limits and stuff, like they are taking the most. And if you shop around, like you're not gonna find better than you can at FanDuel. So like I'm just gonna go through the FanDuel board here to look at their lines because that's pretty much where I've been doing most of my my betting. For Germany, Sweden, that game starts in a little under 30 minutes. I have the over 6.5 there. And again, like some of these were like I bet this at plus money. It's now minus 122. If this was like an NHL total, like obviously I'm not betting this now. I'd bet this like minus 140. Like I think there's a lot of room for it to run. So I still really like it. Like I bet the over with Germany and Slovakia as well. I didn't quite get there, but like Slovakia was a bit of a different matchup. They're not like an elite offensive team. So I think in hindsight, not the best bet, although I do think that still should have got there. But like, yeah, Sweden can score in bunches. They're not going to need to, but like they can name their score if they want to here. Germany has some goals in them as well. Like we saw that against the U.S. They have some good offensive firepower, but they're really weak on the back end. And that means Sweden's just going to be able to kind of run things up a little bit here. I think, you know, Sweden can easily hit 6 here, which means Germany just needs 1. I think Germany can definitely get a couple again. So I like this one to go over 6.5. Finland, Czech, I don't think I still want to chase this number. Czech opened like plus 160 almost, which was crazy. They're sitting at minus 106 now. It's basically a pick 'em. I do think it's kind of settled into a fair range where I'm not going to be betting it now. But yeah, like the gap between these two teams is marginal at best. I think Czech is a little bit better. Finland just kind of lacks the star power. The Czech blue line is so good. The only reason I'm not going to chase this number is because I do think Finland has a big edge in goal, which is kind of like enough to make me reluctant to still bet it at minus 106. So nothing in that one. I bet Slovakia plus 4.5. I bet them again plus 3.5. This is continuing to run, and I think could run a lot further. Honestly, think the U.S. could get upset in this game. They have not looked good. I know they're on home ice, and like people can't even fathom the idea that like the U.S. would lose a game on home ice. But this just isn't a great U.S. team. They're really weak in net. And I mean, Slovakia is strong in net. They're feisty to play against. There's no Cole Hudson here. It's been confirmed in the last like 30 minutes that he will not play. So yeah, I mean, I just think this is way too big of a number. Like I wouldn't even hate taking a little stab at that Slovakia 10-1 money line where it's at right now. So plus 3.5 minus 104 I think is really good on Slovakia. I like that one quite a bit. And then Denmark, Canada, I bet the under 9.5 minus 120 now. That's fine too. Denmark is really bad. This is one spot where like I don't want to take plus 7.5 with Denmark. We talked about these bigger spreads, but like in this case, I don't want to take the bigger plus, puck line because Denmark is legitimately really bad. Canada could score 10. They could score 12.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't. They won't need to. Like, why would you do that? Like, you're going to come out here and just embarrass them, like, say something for the Finland game. I think there's a little bit of an element of respect that goes into this too. And they're also just, like, not quite gelling on all four lines. Like, not everyone's clicking. The power play doesn't look great. So I still think they're going to struggle to run it up, even if they wanted to. Hard to see Denmark scoring much. There's not much talent there. And, like, Canada needs to kind of tighten things up defensively. I think that'll be a little bit more of a focus here. So under 9.5 in that one as well. So yeah, three bets for today.
3 bets for today. The over in the Germany-Sweden game. Slovakia money line. Puck line, but also money line as well, or
puck line plus. Yeah, I take a little stab at the money line.
Yeah,
I would take a little stab at that 10 to 1.
It's 10 to 1. Yeah, like
bet
responsibly.
I mean, I'm not like I'm not saying go out and slam whatever, but yeah.
And then Canada, Denmark under 9.5. It's just still shocking to me. I understand that like the gap between Canada and Denmark is crazy. Just 7.5 is like fucking absurd.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Anything
you're looking forward to in the for tomorrow or Wednesday in terms of numbers right now that you like, or is that you're just kind of going
to wait? Yeah, I do. I've already bet a handful of things. I found that I've this isn't like the NHL where like limits go up as you get closer to game time. They're basically open and the limits are what they are, and they're just kind of stay at that for the rest of the way. So I've had no issues just kind of going early on some of these. I bet Latvia against Denmark tomorrow, minus 215. It's now minus 260. Minus 260 is fine. I'd still lay minus 260. That minus 1.5 at plus money is also good. Like the gap, I just talked about it. Denmark is the one team that's here that's basically just filler. Like the talent gap between these two teams is a lot more significant than this line suggests. They're like, I mean, Latvia are a team that can should be reaching the quarters and playing a competitive quarterfinal game. Denmark is very much not that. So I think Latvia should comfortably win this one. I mean, I would be fine with taking some. The old spread markets are very lean. You're not getting much on those, but minus 2.5, minus 3.5, I think are good too. And I took Slovakia minus 115 against Switzerland on Wednesday. That's the first game on Wednesday. I think there's a bigger gap between these two teams. I think this should close minus 150 ish for Slovakia. So I like Slovakia in the money line, and I bet Sweden against the U.S. as well. So betting against the U.S. as well. I do expect Cole Hudson to be back for that game, but I mean, this should be closer to a pick 'em. I think I'd bet Sweden all the way down to plus 120. This is a really, really good Sweden team. I talked about it in my preview. I like them to potentially win this group, and they're going to have to probably win this game to win this group. So I think they will. Honestly, I think they have more elite talent up front, and they're just a deeper team, and they're better in net. So outside of home ice advantage, I don't see where the U.S. really has them beat.
All right. Latvia also on just going back to the Latvia-Denmark bet there. Denmark plays at 8:30, then has to turn around and play at 4:30 the next day.
Less than 24 hours
it's
later.
Crazy turnout against, again, like we talked about, against Canada too. So they're going to be obviously the compete level. They're going to want to be at a high compete level, right, against Canada. So it's going to be a lot.
For sure. And that's the same thing with Switzerland, Slovakia. Switzerland plays tomorrow, and then they have to go less than 24 hours later and play Slovakia, who are off tomorrow. So there's a bit of a rest advantage there for Slovakia, who are already the better team. Now you're getting minus 115, minus a half to win in regulation, plus 130. So I think those are all good.
All right. Before I let you go here, quickly fire off any final bets for the NHL. Just give me the bets. Don't even go game by game because we're running long on time here.
Yes. In terms of what's still available, I'll go with two totals that I kind of still like for tonight. I will go with Columbus and Ottawa over 6.5 to minus 105, and then let's go Washington, Florida over 5.5 to minus 125.
All right, sounds great. Alex, appreciate you joining the show. We will. I haven't checked the schedule for. Any
Wednesday, Edgework overtime. Wednesday,
okay.
We'll be on.
All right, there we go. I'll see you on Wednesday then. Alex, appreciate you joining the show. We'll talk soon.
All right, take it easy, Jason.
Awesome stuff there from Alex. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm happy. I love talking World Juniors. I'm happy about this stuff. It's a great tournament. Sad that Jeff isn't here for me to yell at him about how great the tournament is. Maybe I'll just give him a call, send him a voice note, something along those lines. Hitman's going to be coming on shortly. Before we bring on Hitman, I just want to remind you guys, we have a Discord. I don't know if you've heard. If you're not on the Discord yet, you are absolutely missing out. We're up to 1,500 members, and it's absolutely cooking in there. Place to chat during the games, talk about sports, talk about the World Juniors, any sport that you like, hell, even darts. There's a darts chat in there. We're sharing bets as the week goes on throughout the past year. Tia actually shared a Tyler Shuck 200-1 offensive rookie of the year, but he's now almost the betting favorite. I think he might be odds on right now.
I saw him odds on.
He's odds on right now. And it's like, listen, he might not win, but I know for a fact, like, you can hedge that pretty well, 200-1. So shout out to TA for sharing that through our Discord. Another reason why you want to join the Discord. We're firing stuff off in there all the time. Join us at discord.gg/hammer so you can check out what you've been missing out on. Discord.gg/hammer. Link is in the description down below. All right. We're going to bring him up. Good friend of the show. Best prop better I know. The excellence of execution. Hitman, how's it going?
How's my connection
You're good.
now?
You're good. You're good.
I've been having some issues since the holidays, so let's keep our fingers crossed. But I did everything you said. I restarted it. I have nothing else open other than FanDuel, so let's go.
All right, let's get into things here. Looking good. What isn't looking good though is McMillan, offensive rookie of the year.
Oh my God! I mean, just
you're getting some flack on Twitter for that.
I mean, listen, if it makes anybody feel better, I mean,
bet
a healthy 5-figure loss if that loses for me. Yeah, I mean, literally, like the worst imaginable thing that could have happened. Ted McMillan gets an illness before the game, and they don't even know if he's going to play. He plays, does nothing, and Shuck has the best game of his career. So yeah, we're on life support. I'm not adding to it, but I still kind of like McMillan at the new price, but I'm not adding to it.
That's all right. I just had to give you a little bit of gears there.
I think if they win Saturday, they win, or if he wins, no matter what Shuck does.
Sorry, the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean, I also think if the Saints lose and Shuck doesn't play great, he's not going to. So I kind of think that the Saints have to win, Panthers have to lose. And even then, like, so many of these voters are just such idiots that, like, the counting stats, when they see the 11 touchdown passes or whatever, but whatever, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what happens there. Let's flip over and talk the game tonight. Anything you like in particular in this game? I know one point of emphasis for me is going to be looking in the receiving game. Drake London obviously coming back for the Atlanta Falcons. How will he play tonight? Do you have any information on how you think he's going to be able to play?
Go on.
I was going to say last Thursday, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, when the Rams and the Seahawks played. We saw like Terrence Ferguson get a lot more work than Colby Parkinson. I wonder if that's that split will change here again with no Devontae Adams out. They rolled so much. The Rams, rolled so many 3 tight end sets that we saw a bunch of tight ends get worked in. Any opinion on the passing game here for both sides of the ball?
I think that the game plan for the Rams is gonna be going with those heavy personnels again. Atlanta has been really bad against those looks this year. Specifically, their run defense has not been great against those heavy personnels. So at least matchup wise, it makes sense that there's going to be a lot of 3 tight end sets and that the Rams maybe be a little bit run heavier than expectation. I think if there is a guy to attack with in the rushing, I'd probably look towards Blake Corum more than Kyron Williams, just because, there is a little bit of concerns with the Rams. Like, I think their starters are going to play the whole game and everything. Like, they'll go after the 5 seed, at least this week. They'll play everybody. They'll go after the 5 seed. But there's just always a chance that they're not as aggressive as they typically are, just because this is the most injury sensitive and like conservative team in the league once they have playoffs locked up, and like now they're not playing for the division or the 1 seed anymore. And maybe Kyron gets a little bit less work than usual, and it goes to Corum with the younger, fresher legs. So I think that's how I'd look with the Rams passing game. And then with the Falcons passing game, Drake London, I mean, I could only look unders on him just because, I mean, a PCL injury is not anything to joke about. The Falcons are typically the most conservative team when it comes to injuries. Now, like, he's going to play for sure. He'll probably have close to his full snaps, but is he a prominent part in the game plan? You know, like, are they really coming into this game with him still not fully? He's questionable right now in the injury report. He's going to play, but are they really, with nothing to play for, just going to have a game plan that's like fully designed to feed Drake London? You know, I don't think so. So probably could only lean under on Drake London, I'd say.
All right, leaning under on Drake London, of course, coming off that PCL injury. I'm just shocked that they're like letting him play with 2 games left in the season. This season, like the season's dead for the Falcons. You'd want to lose if you're the Falcons. You want to get a better draft pick.
They don't have their own first round pick.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot.
And
the Rams have their first. I forgot.
Yeah. And Raheem Morris is playing for
his job.
Coaching for his job.
Yeah.
So that takes away a little bit of the tank stuff with Atlanta.
Listen, I completely forgot about that stuff. Passing props wise, anything you like in the passing game? We saw Matthew Stafford light it up last week. Was that game last Thursday? Am I losing my mind here?
Yeah,
it was last
Thursday.
Thursday.
It was
right?
last Thursday. I mean, so it's funny. Like, I could only lean Stafford under with like the pass yards with what I spoke about. How I think the matchup could be more run heavy in those heavy sets. With that said, sorry, Jason, I could see an end game scenario where maybe they let Stafford throw in the red zone just a little bit more. Like if they're up 14 at the end and they get inside the 10-yard line, do they maybe call a pass instead of a run to get Stafford another touchdown to help build his MVP case? I don't know if there's an angle to attack with that pregame, but you know, we have a watch along tonight, and we've done pretty well on our live plays. So maybe there's an in-game. Something happens with that.
All right. Is there anything you'd want to look towards in terms of like, would you look at the awards market this week? Like, for example, if you don't really like the Rams that much this game, maybe look towards Drake May to win MVP, or if you like the Rams, instead of laying like the minus 360 that it is on this game, laying minus 250 on Matthew Stafford. Is that anything you look towards or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, no. I mean, I do think my guess is that if the Rams win and Stafford plays good, he wins, and if they lose and he doesn't, then May wins. But with the odds, well, you could get a better price right now on Atlanta money line than you can Drake May to win MVP.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna look to do that, like you would be with the Rams, that you would bet Stafford just to win MVP. If you think if he plays a good game and they win, that the Rams that he gets it. But I don't know. It's funny. I really don't do much award stuff. And look at the one time I did, Jason. I laid minus 360 on somebody that's minus 105 the next week. So maybe I'll just steer clear. Although, remember, I did post that one time. I was making fun of myself about how I bet JJ McCarthy 100-1 to win MVP. But, you know, little tout move there. I just snuck in the below the McCarthy screenshot was the Matt Stafford 50-1 MVP ticket that I had. So, yeah, I am. I'll be pulling for Stafford tonight.
All right. I built out an SGP just kind of using your brain, what you've kind of mentioned here in terms of what you think could happen in the outcome of this game. I'm going to sell some points here, and I'm going to take the alternate spread and take the Rams and take them at minus 10.5. Going to combine that. Let's assume they're up by a lot. Matthew Stafford gets what you mentioned here, those 2.5 plus passing touchdowns.
Yep, I like that.
And then we're going to go with, this is insane. Wait. Oh, okay. I have the wrong. I clicked the Falcons minus 10.5. All right. I don't have the price for you right now, but I was gonna go Rams minus 10.5. Stafford over 2.5 passing touchdowns. Drake London under 65.5 receiving yards. And then Blake Corum over 43.5 rushing yards. I'll get the price for you in a second here. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Just based off what you said, built a quick little SGP. Any opinion here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's plus 824. Yeah, that's the plays we talked about. So I think all that makes sense. Money has come in on Atlanta, and like a lot of it has been presumably because you don't know if the Rams are full pedal to the metal, but there's a chance that they are, and like that they try to, like we said, like maybe run it up a little bit at the end with Stafford and be a little bit more aggressive. Like, maybe instead of kicking on a 4th and 2 at the goal line, up 14 or whatever, or whatever the number is, like maybe they end up throwing it, late in the game. So I don't hate that with the Rams covering the spread.
All right, plus 923 is what I got here. I was like clicking around and I added like the alt spreads last leg and I saw like 700 to 1. I'm like, something's wrong here. I'm like, clicking the Falcons minus 7.5. That's why it's wrong. All right, Hitman, appreciate you joining the show. Any final thoughts here before you head out? Any last? Oh, how could I forget? Anytime touchdown scores. Gun to your head. What do you like here?
Gun to my head. Here's what's going to happen. The Rams are going to be up 17 points. Mm-hmm. There's going to be like middle of the 4th quarter or something. They're going to be at the goal in the red zone. They're going to be in 13 personnel. Mumpfield is going to be, he plays a lot of that 13 personnel as the sole receiver, and he's going to be in because they're going to give Nakua a little bit of a break with that lead. They've compared Mumpfield a lot to Devontae Adams, saying he's like baby Devontae and everything. They're going to run that classic fade out of that 13 personnel that they normally run for Devontae. They're going to run for Mumpfield, and he is going to catch a touchdown to cash at plus 340. That's what's going to happen, Jason. I've been given the script.
All right. Hitman has the script. Kanata Mumpfield plus 340. Funnily enough, last game we were like, you know how painful it is betting a guy like, what was it, 16 to 1 to score a touchdown, and then looking today he's plus 550. You know how annoying that is? Nothing changed. There's
that
just
Xavier Smith bet. So we always say like forced bet and everything. And when I gave it out on here, when I said Xavier Smith, it was a forced bet. Like I was, And then I was thinking about it the more the day was going on. And I was like, I actually really like that bet at 16 to 1. So I did end up betting that for a decent amount. And that was tough when he was wide open and just a little bit underthrown.
Yeah, he almost had it. Anyways, hey man, appreciate you joining the show. Kanata Mumpfield, just check the market here. Plus 340 is one of the better prices in market on FanDuel.
What does it pay to have that exact scenario play out, though? That it's a 13 personnel, he's the sole receiver, it's a fade route in the 4th quarter.
I don't know.
What does that pay?
You'll get like internet points when we tweet the video and it happens. You can maybe bet him 19 to 1 as the last touchdown score if you think in your head it happens towards the end of the game. Hitman, appreciate you joining the show. I'll see you on later tonight on the watch along.
Later.
All right, good stuff there from the Hitman. And that about wraps up today. We got to head over to Circle Back right now. So we got to head out a little bit early. Quick reminder, before you head out, before we leave you, smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. Click that subscribe button as well. I noticed a big bump of subscribers over Christmas. You guys are listening to me. Thank you. You're going to be with your family. You were with your friends. You were with the people you love the most. And I know some of you people did this. You took their phones. You clicked the subscribe button on their YouTube account to the Hammer HQ. If you haven't done that already on your actual account, you should be doing that. And I'm going to ask you guys to do the same thing on New Year's. You're going to be surrounded by your friends, by your family. If you haven't already taken their phone, smash the subscribe button for us. Do us a favor. Borrow their phone quickly. Go to YouTube. Click that subscribe button. Goes a long way for us here on the channel. It tells YouTube that people like us, and it'll suggest us to more people. And the growth of this show is good for everyone. So appreciate you guys joining the show. And I think that just about does it for today. Up next, Circle Back. You'll be redirected to the Circles Off YouTube channel. So, great stuff. Appreciate you guys joining the show. This has been the Monday, December 29th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network presented by FanDuel. We will see you guys right here tomorrow.